Welcome to today's Postgrad Insight session. Today, focusing on the northern city of Manchester in the UK. Before I continue, just a polite reminder that if you've got any questions or any concerns throughout this session, to please ensure that you put it in the chat facility at the bottom of your screen or at the top, wherever it's positioned on your phones or on your desktop PCs. Alternatively, if you have any issues or questions, email myself, Gareth, at postgradsolutions.com or visit postgrad.com. Also, as well, by signing up to this session, you are giving both ourselves and Manchester Metropolitan University confirmation that you'd like them to contact you moving forward. And if you do wish to opt out, please ensure you reach out to us via the previous means of communication I've just mentioned. So what will today's session entail? So why you should study at ManMet. There will be a presentation coming up, along with a few bits of information from postgrad.com, along with an opportunity to win £500 bursary, with details of our upcoming festival week coming up as well. So postgrad.com, what do we offer? So over 10 million students have used our website to find their perfect postgraduate program, from students from all over the globe, 200 different countries for students to choose from, making us one of the best international providers for postgraduate courses there is at the moment. We got high caliber international partnerships with scholarship providers such as Chevening and Marshall. So if you're an international student looking to come to the UK, please do apply for those scholarships. Head over to those websites where you will find our power search, and you'll also find more information about various different Chevening partners and providers on postgrad.com as well. Best advice on accommodation, visas, careers, much more on postgrad.com. It really has become the one-stop shop for everything postgraduate related. I've used postgrad.com. I know loads of other students that have. It's very easy to use, very simple, and most importantly and impressively as well, there is an eligibility to win one of the £500 bursaries. Now, who can apply for these bursaries? Quite simply, it's anybody that is studying full-time, part-time, distance learning from any country at any stage. So you could have applied for a course any stage this year or any stage next year, and you'll be eligible for one of our bursaries. Please ensure you get your applications in by the end of this month, so just a few weeks to get your applications in, and it has no impact at all on any other funding or scholarship opportunities that may arise for you. So there is nothing to lose for everybody viewing this and for all our viewers on our website. A word on COVID safe studying. Students, as you know, in the UK have been returning to on-site campuses. It has been a safe and controlled return. There are sanitation stations, great hand hygiene opportunities, face coverings worn, and I know nearly all universities now are making all students, domestic and international, feel very welcome. So please don't let it concern you too much. Every university is on it, and if you do need somebody to talk to at the university, I know every university's got their own in-house dedicated team to reach out to you, speak to you, and even have their own dedicated self-isolation teams now to make sure that you are speaking to someone that you're not lonely. And most importantly, people are getting vaccinated over here. So if you come over to the UK, get vaccinated, because it will sort a lot of your issues out. There's new rules coming in, I think in October, where you're going to need a passport to say you've either had a negative test or you've been fully vaccinated. So on to today's theme, Manchester. We are going to see a great presentation with Luca in about 2 minutes time about Manchester Met University, but a bit about Manchester. So Manchester's got some world-class universities, not to mention today's sponsors, Manchester Metropolitan University, also the University of Manchester, Salford University, and many more additional postgraduate opportunities lie in the city as well if you're looking for a more niche subject area. Many of you would have heard of Manchester through different means, whether it be sporting, whether it be through news. Obviously, it's one of the major cities in the UK. It's a very vibrant cultural city. It's very affordable, much more affordable than other cities in the UK, such as London and Birmingham. It's very student friendly because of the universities that are in the city, and they are right in the city as well. It makes it a great place to live and study. Great music, great pubs, club scenes, great for a night out. If you're a student and you're coming up to Manchester, it's a great place to live. Very well connected to not just everywhere in the UK, it's very well connected with an international airport as well. Within 20 minutes of the train, you are right in the city centre of Manchester and probably very close to the university of your choice. There's some great opportunities. So if you're a shopaholic, we've got the Arndale Centre, most famously probably the Trafford Centre, with a wide variety of shops and great food courts as well. So there's always something to do in Manchester, at least and not the least important is great for sports enthusiasts. Obviously, if you're a football fan, if you're a rugby fan, all these clubs are in Manchester. Manchester United, Manchester City, cricket, you've got Old Trafford, Lancashire. So there are sporting clubs around, not just to view, but to get involved as well. I know quite a few of those clubs would like you to get involved, whether that be go as a fan or get involved in terms of playing, in terms of your own mental health and your own exercise. So what I'd like to do at this stage is hand over to today's sponsors, Manchester Metropolitan University. They've worked with us for many years now. And I've got Luca, who works as part of the international team. He's going to go through a presentation with you about Manchester Metropolitan University. He will also go through a little bit more about Manchester. He lives in the city. Obviously, they've got a better idea than anyone else about what it is like to live in the city. So, Luca, I will hand over to you. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the session. If there's any concerns, any questions, please put it in the chat facility and we'll ensure that we get round to your questions at the end. Luca, over to you.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen now. There you go. Hi everyone, and thank you for coming along to today's presentation and session with us. My name is Luca. I work in an international office, and I will talk you through living and studying in Manchester, as well as what Manchester Metropolitan University has to offer to international students. Just wanted to thank Gareth because he mentioned quite a lot about the living in Manchester, really. So that is a great starting point. So the first thing that our students want to find out is about location. Manchester is in a great location in the UK, is positioned in the northwest and has an international airport, which is approximately 20 minutes away from the city centre and from students' accommodation. And as you can see from the map, it's really, really close by to other major cities in the UK. For example, it's Leeds, York, Liverpool, and as well as London, all reachable by train or car journeys, making it a really, really good strategic position. Manchester Metropolitan University has been awarded several awards thus far, and we've been nominated top 15 as one of the world's most exciting cities, as Gareth was mentioning before. It's been one of the UK's best city to live in for affordability, for things to do, for the variety of activities that our students can take part in, and it is actually the third best student city in the UK for all of these reasons. For example, myself, I've been a student in Manchester, and I've been a student as a postgraduate student at Manchester Metropolitan University, and I have to say that my experience was really positive, and living in Manchester was a great way to combine excellent teaching and learning from the university I attended, as well as having a place where I could live at affordable costs and where I could find great facilities, great things to do during the day, during the evening, and most of all, great people to make friends with. As just said, Manchester's been ranked 5th for being most cost-effective student city in the UK. So if you're looking obviously at your budget, the cost of living is estimated to be approximately £921 per month. So this is definitely more affordable than other cities in the UK, such as London, where the cost of living is quite higher than the one in Manchester. And as well as affordability, Manchester is the top 5 5 European business city, showing that the city is constantly growing. So when I moved to Manchester 10 years ago, the city was completely different, and now it has become a much better city with a lot of improvements, a lot of places to see, a lot of businesses have opened up here, and therefore it is actually probably the best place where to start your career from university and then taking on further. A little bit about our history as a modern university. Manchester Metropolitan University became university in 1992 and was awarded university status back then. However, the very first Manchester Mechanics Institute opened its door in 1824. So as you can see, we have a really long history of excellence in teaching and learning and in technology and in developing anything new for our communities. From then up to modern days, where we keep getting awards for our buildings, for our facilities, for the teaching and learning excellence, and so much more. So for example, in 2021, we have ambitions plans for more buildings to be reopened or restructured, and at the moment in October, there will be the SODA, which is the School of Digital Arts building, will be opening its doors to students, where they will be able to study new, exciting courses in the digital arts. A little bit about us. We have, in terms of living in Manchester, Manchester has one of the largest student populations in the UK, and it's home to over 100,000 students. So great place to make friends with people. At Manchester Met, we have over 110 sports clubs and societies. So as Gareth mentioned before, football, cricket, rugby, volleyball, netball, basketball, anything really, drama clubs, anything that will be available for you. And you're also encouraged to establish a new club if you're part of our student community through our students union. We have over 2,750 international students from 130 countries, so we are welcoming all backgrounds and varieties and countries, and we're really happy to have everybody coming over to studying with us. And last but not least, we have a massive investment plan to develop our facilities and buildings and public spaces for our students as well as our community. Here is a little bit of a realistic view of our campus and the city of Manchester as well. Our campus is based in the centre of Manchester, and it's just a short walk away from world-class arts, eating, shopping and sports venue. As you can see, the main campus comprises of the Faculty of Business and Law, Manchester Law School, Faculty of Science and Engineering, Faculty of Arts and Humanities, the Manchester School of Arts and the Students' Union. If you can see also the other little pictures with a home logo icon, those are our student accommodation. So as you can see, everything is well compacted, and students literally have to take a few minutes walk from their accommodation to their classes. On the left hand side of the map, we got our Faculty of Health and Education awards winning building called Brooks Building, where this is the house. This is basically hosting our health and education courses and faculties. Around it, there are loads of new accommodations, and it's a spectacular building. And again, it's a few minutes walk from the main campus. So everything is well compacted, really, really easy to navigate. And our students really do enjoy being able to find all of their venues and teaching and learning classes in one place. And again, it is a few minutes walk from Manchester City Centre. So the location is really, really convenient, as well as being around 20 minutes away from the airport and being really, really well connected via trains and tram. Our buildings, just to have a bit of a zoom on the map, as you can see, these are the variety of our buildings. So you find the Soda building, the Business School, the Brooks building, which we showed earlier on, and the John Dalton building for Science and Engineering, our Students' Union, which is an amazing place the students go and enjoy, the Geoffrey Manton building, and the Benzie building. All of these are homes to our courses and faculties. As mentioned earlier, again, we we are planning for future developments and future opportunities. So we're really ambitious in doing that, and we are embarking on an ambitious new £400 million building program to support our strength in the arts, media, and science and engineering. So as you can see, the Soda building is going to open really, really soon at the end of the month, and we have plans for the Science and Engineering building and Institute of Sport to be open very, very soon in the near future to give a best student experience as possible to our student community. As we focus on international students, and we love hearing from our international students, and we're here to support them, we want to show that we are globally connected with 320,000 alumni in over 170 countries, and this is a fantastic opportunity for us to showcase our excellence, and our alumni also helped us in promoting our university, giving them speeches about their experiences, how they found studying in Manchester, and this is really, really great, and knowing that they have enjoyed living that student experience in Manchester. A little bit more about academic excellence. We are triple accredited business school, and we meet all of the international benchmark of excellence for business schools. We've been ranked in the top 200 universities under 50 years old, which is a great achievement, and 85% of our research is ranked world leading and internationally excellent, so it's making a positive impact internationally. Just a little bit more about our courses. We have faculties of arts and humanities, business and law, health and education, and science and engineering. As you can see, our faculties then split into departments, and you can find a variety of courses from art and design to languages in arts and humanities. Business and law have courses in accounting and finance. Law, health and education focuses on education and health courses from nursing, psychology, speech and language therapy, and so on. Same as the school, the Faculty of Science and Engineering, and I'm going to speak a little bit more in details very soon. First of all, let's start with the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. Again, some points to just show how well we're doing. So we are third in the UK for architecture courses and 11th in the world. So many of our international students come to Manchester and studying at Manchester Metropolitan University for their architecture course. We are 7th in the UK for arts and design courses, and 100% of our language course graduates are employed or in further education after 6 months of their graduation. So this is a fantastic number and figure showing how excellent the course the students study are, and how great for their career studying courses has become, because obviously they are in a position of being employed or moving on to other training courses straight away after graduating. The Manchester School of Art consists of the Manchester School of Architecture, the Department of Art and Performance, Manchester School of Theatre, Department of Design, and we are the second oldest provider of art and design education in the UK. And there is a really big variety, as you can see from the various schools, of courses and specializations that we offer to our students. For example, the Manchester School of Architecture is accredited and reviewed by the REBA and the ARB, so our courses are completely and fully accredited. There is an innovative collaboration with the University of Manchester, so it will be a joint course with the University of Manchester, so you will be benefiting from 2 major universities and their teaching and learning excellences, as well as having access to facilities. Then we are third in the world, third in the UK, 11th in the world by the QS World University Rankings 2021. Our buildings provide studio practices on Manchester Met campus, so each student will have their own space for their studio practice, and we are really well experienced in delivering these courses. Manchester School of Art, again, similar excellences. We have great partnerships around the city with Home and other theatre and creative media venues. We have strong industry links with the BBC, the Granada Studios, Royal Exchange Theatre, and the Lowry. We have an audition process, which is great if you want to showcase your skills and being selected. And some of the courses include the MA MA and the MFA in Contemporary Performance. School of Digital Art, as mentioned earlier, is a new project that we launched this year and is a purpose-built interdisciplinary school at one of the UK's leading universities. We have courses such as MA Documentary, Emerging Technologies, Games Art, Filmmaking, Sound Design, and Photography, and we specialise in the study of digital arts. Now we pass on to Humanities, Languages and Social Science. We've been ranked in the top 10 sociology research as most effective in the UK. We've been ranked 8th out of 84 universities for the quality of our impact in English language and literature. And something worth mentioning is that our Manchester Writing School is the largest and one of the most successful of its kind in the UK, and we have Carol Ann Duffy as the creative director. So again, if you decide to study a course such as MA or MFA creative writing, you are coming to a place full of experts that can teach you and can help you become the best professionally in that field. Furthermore, we have the fashion, strong links in fashion and great degrees in fashion, and we have the Manchester Fashion Institute. We offer courses in all areas of the fashion industry, so whether you're interested in design to business management, buying and merchandising and fashion promotion, we offer all of this. We have strong industry links, and some of the courses offer a one-year placement, so you'll be doing your course first and then you'll have the opportunity to complete a full year of placement in the industry, still having access to student support services and your personal tutor. And as you can see, we've been ranked 6th in the UK for fashion and textiles, which is a great achievement. Moving on, we have the Faculty of Business and Law. As mentioned earlier on, we're triple accredited and we've been ranked 9th in the UK for hospitality, leisure and recreation and tourism courses in 2021. We split Faculty of Business and Law in Manchester Law School, which is one of the UK's largest law schools with over 1,200 students. And we have great networking events with employers offering training contracts, paralegal, work experience, which is everything that a student studying law then is looking for. And something really, really important is that most the academics teaching our courses, for example, on the bar training course, many of the tutors are practicing barristers, including a deputy district judge. So not only you will learn from excellent academics, but you'll also learn from people that are actually doing the job, which is obviously an addition to your learning experience. Some of the courses include bar training course, the Master of Law legal practice course, graduate diploma in law GDL conversion course, and the LLM in legal practice at the bar. Then we have a great focus on sport and Manchester Met and generally in the city of Manchester. Obviously, as mentioned before by Gareth, we live in the home of Manchester United, Manchester City, and we have strong links, for example, with Manchester City Football Club. I'm going to play a quick clip that is worth looking at, and I hope you enjoy this. Sorry, there you go. Hello, I'm really sorry about this. I can see that it says no sound on video. I really do apologize. Let's see. Well, I can summarize a little bit of what I obviously apologize that you couldn't hear it, but basically our student was just talking about how great studying a degree at Manchester Met in sports and exercise science has been for her. She's been involved in sports since she was little, and coming to Manchester was a great opportunity to combine both sport as a passion, as a hobby, and as an academic subject. And as you could see in the video, we have strong links with Manchester City Football Club. So our sports degrees are designed around excellence within the fields of sports science. Just moving a little bit on. There you go. We have a variety of courses currently delivered across faculty. So whether you're interested in the sports business management side of sport, or in the actual sports and exercise, we have the sport business management and policy. We have sports and exercise science with various pathways that you can take. And then we have sport nutrition and sports and exercise medicine. Moving on, Faculty of Health and Education. As you can see again, we have great stats. 100% of our research impact is rated internationally excellent and world leading, and we have great facilities for you to come and study. Just to give you a bit of an overview of the courses that we offer, we are privileged to work with international students from a diverse range of countries, and here are some of the current postgraduate courses hosted at the beautiful Brooks building that you can see in the picture. For example, education studies, educational leadership and management, and we move on to health courses such as advanced physiotherapy, physiotherapy pre-registration, which is one of the very popular courses because it is a conversion course, and human nutrition, occupational health, global public health, speech and language therapy. There is all type of courses that you could be interested in. I'm sure that you can find it at Manchester Met. Moving on, and last but not least, Faculty of Science and Engineering. Again, fantastic rankings, ranked 14 in the UK for sports science subject, one of the greenest UK's universities, which is a great fact given the current climate we're living in. And again, we are continuously working with developing new technologies. For example, with the Manchester Fuel Cell Innovation Centre, which is a 4.1 million facilities, leaders in developing clean energy. The Faculty of Science and Engineering is one of the largest providers of science and engineering courses in higher education in the UK. We have strong links with global companies such as Bentley, Bosch, Manchester City Football Club and Siemens, and we're making significant investments in the laboratories, teaching spaces and new technologies that we offer to our students. It is also home to Print City, which is a forward-thinking education and innovation centre specialising in 3D printing, and I do suggest to go and have a look on our website for Print City because it's quite interesting. And there are also a lot of extracurricular and placement opportunities available to enhance your opportunity as part of your course as well. Some of the courses I mentioned here, such as data science, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and moving on to biomedical science, zoo conservation, biology, advanced material, and sports and exercise science. So again, there is a wide choice of courses. In terms of employability, as mentioned before, we have fantastic industry links with global companies. So you have IBM, Bentley, Bosch, Boohoo, Microsoft, Nike, Puma, SAP, Volkswagen, Walt Disney. We have great links. We have fantastic support for our students who need to find work and want to find work experience. So our careers and careers service is there to help all our students. And something that we really are proud of is our Jobs for Students, which is a scheme that offers Manchester Met students paid work opportunities. So for example, in the past, even currently, our current students can take paid work to help with recruitment activities, to be peer mentors of other students, showing accommodations and everything that we may require help with, for example, during clearing and everything else. So it is a great opportunity not only to get a bit of money, but also to gain that experience, that relevant experience that you can take with you wherever you decide to go after your degree. As you can see here, loads of accreditation, triple accredited business school, and not going to mention all of them, but I think there is quite a lot that we can be proud of as a university in terms of accreditations received in the past years. Sorry, there you go. And I'm just going to cover quickly student life and support. Accommodation mentioned again at the beginning of the presentation, and we have accommodation within walking distance of Manchester. The costs range from 114 to 189 pounds per week. We have 24-hour security on campus, so it's a really safe space for you to walk around at any time. We have private ensuite bathrooms available if you wish. We have female-only and alcohol-free accommodation available, and under 18 accommodation are available through partner private providers approved by the university. If you're interested in having a look at what our facilities within accommodation look like, then you can head down to the website mmu.ac.uk/forward-accommodation, and then you can take a virtual tour of our accommodation around campus. Another thing worth mentioning is the language centre. We have a language centre, part of the Department of Languages, Information and Communication. It is accredited by the British Council, and we are well known for offering not only language courses to everybody, really, even external members of the public, but we offer pre-sessional English courses to international students who are preparing for their undergraduate or postgraduate course in this case. Another great thing that we have in terms of student support is coaching for academic English. We understand that as international students, it can be a bit daunting to do assignments and getting settled into using academic English. So we do provide coaching for academic English sessions where you can develop your English for academic purposes and academic skills. You can have one-to-one writing consultation and online independent study materials, which will make absolute difference to your time at the university. You can find more information about course and entry dates for the pre-sessional courses here and on the website as well. Social life, as mentioned earlier, we have a great student union with a lot of clubs and sports clubs as well. There is a lot to do within the student union, always loads of activities. It is a place where you can meet up with your friends, relax. You can set up your own club if you wish to, your own society. So it's a great way to settle into university life, not only academically, but developing a great social life with new friends. In terms of student support, when you arrive, there will be an international orientation program in September, which will be launching very soon for people starting in 2021. We have a dedicated welfare officer for international students, student support officers again across the board to help you with any academic issue you may have. We have help, advice and guidance available for visa and immigration issues if you may have any. Each student has a personal tutor, and there is a disability support service to provide equal opportunities. Now, just touching on tuition fees and scholarships. Our international students' tuition fees are really competitive, and the cost of living in Manchester is lower than living in London and other cities. So it is definitely something to look into when you go and choose where to study your degree. Postgraduate courses, students who do not qualify for home status will normally pay between £16,500 to £18,500 per year, depending on the course. And you can find this information on the course page just by clicking on the tuition fees. Then we also recognise that coming to university is an important move for you, especially coming from international countries, and we are committed to recognising high achieving students, and we have a comprehensive range of scholarships available. So for example, this year we've had scholarships of the value of £2,000 up to £3,000 depending on academic merits, as well as prestigious chancellors and vice chancellors scholarship for specific courses though. The scholarships amount that I've just quoted, those released for 2021-22 academic year, and they may change for the 2022-2023 academic year. So I'd say that if you want to have more information about scholarships, just hang on in there for a bit and maybe head back to our website. So I've left the link over there, and check later on in like a few weeks' time, because we're getting these finalized. So you will have up-to-date information in a few weeks' time. And thank you very much for coming along today. I'm really happy that I've been able to talk about Manchester and Manchester Metropolitan University to you guys. You can find our contact details here. And also, I would encourage you to come and follow us on our social pages. We have a Facebook page, Twitter page, and an Instagram page where we continuously provide information and showcase everything that is happening at the moment. So this time of the year is really fantastic, because at the start of the new academic year, we're returning to study on campus, and I think it's a great time to be here now. Thank you.
Thank you, Luca. That was fantastic, and I'm sure everybody watching, and it's important to remember that this will be on demand on Postgrad as well. Yep. So everybody watching this at some point over the next year will see what a great university Manchester Metropolitan is. I've been there myself a few times. I've been very much welcomed by the great people of Manchester. Luca, at this stage, if we just ask you to turn your camera on, because I think we're going to do a Q&A at this session.
Yeah, sure.
I think there's a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you that were kind of covered a little bit within the session, but I think it's really important for people to hear. So to begin with, obviously that video that you played with no sound, we will ensure that everybody that has registered to this session,
I really apologize for that.
That's fine. It happens. Don't know what happened there, but obviously we'll ensure that everybody sees that. So for those of you that are interested, we'll definitely send that round. Also, as well, you mentioned about languages, language support centres, and especially this September ramping it up. I know myself from being from the UK and obviously visiting Manchester a few times. It's a very multicultural, very welcoming city. Do you hear a lot of different languages in Manchester? So I imagine it can be quite fearful for some students if you speak Portuguese, French, and you're not familiar with English. Do you hear a lot of different languages? And is there a lot to do for different cultures to go and live their life in the evenings and the weekends?
Absolutely. Love this question. Yeah, I'm just to let everybody know myself, I'm not British, I'm Italian, and I moved here when I was 20, 10 years ago exactly, to start my degree here at the university. So my native language is Italian. So you'll get me, if you bumped into me, I might speak to my mum or my sister or everybody from home. So I speak Italian, but I'm also a language graduate. So my second language or my third language is Spanish, and I'm obviously always talking with Spanish friends. Here in Manchester, we have Instituto Cervantes, which is a fantastic place, an accredited place where to go and be exposed to all things Spanish and Latin America. So that is in the city centre as well, so really, really close. There are loads of events and talks and book presentations. You can do Spanish courses. There is literally everything you can imagine doing in terms of languages and cultures. And as you said before, it's really multicultural, so loads of companies you may end up working. For example, my first job was at the airport, and I was really happy to be working with people from Brazil, from Latin America, people from Spain, people from other countries globally. So honestly, it is a really, really great cultural melting pot. And you shouldn't be, obviously, you can actually meet friends and new people that may, come from your same country, and then you can share experiences together. You can make friends with local people as well, and it is a really great opportunity to living in a place like Manchester.
Excellent.
I can say firsthand.
And I suppose it blends quite nicely into this, really, in the sense that one of the added advantages that ManMet have got is that obviously your campuses are very close to each other on Oxford Road, right in the city centre. How advantageous is that to an international student, knowing they've got those great transport, the railway links literally 2 minutes away if they're on campus, or whatever? I mean, how important is that to your students?
To our students, it's really important, generally because once they're in the UK and they have free time to explore generally, just the UK, you can literally just jump on a train and organize a trip to London over the weekend. Although excuse me, you're not based in London, it is only a 2-hour journey, mostly, and you can go there for the day. I've done it myself, and it's been a great experience. You may also become friends with people that study and live in Manchester, but originally from other cities. So it's great to be able, again, to visit other places, to organise day trips out, to go to the Lake District, for instance, or to the Peak District. So having those connections with public transportation, it is key. Also, obviously, if during Christmas times or other holiday periods, we have an international airport with loads of destinations, a really, really active airport. And thankfully now things are opening up a little bit more. So students obviously have been, in a really advantageous position to literally jump on the train or on the tram, go to the airport, or book taxi. Again, it's not a really expensive ride, because it's really, really close to the city centre and to the accommodation. So again, I think having those is paramount in terms of doing things that go, that are extracurricular, and especially for those that want to find out more about their surroundings. And also, as you said before, having everything on campus, I think is the best thing to come to, because when you're an international student, I remember coming and I had a sense of comfort because everything was so close by, so I didn't have to go crazy and find a shop or things like that. Everything was at hand, available to me, and that was really, really great, especially when you move on your own. Having that sense of comfort is, I think, great to start with.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So look, that's that was the questions from me really. Now we'll move on to questions from those viewing on Zoom. We do have questions on social media we can't quite get round to yet. So we'll forward them over to Luca and the team later on for them to answer in email format. I suppose the most heavy-hitting question, of course, would be, with the relevant circumstances, is COVID at the moment. And quite a few questions have come in asking if they're on a red list, do they have to isolate? I appreciate it's out of your hands, it's government guidelines. But what are you doing amongst other universities as well to make students feel welcome and make sure they're not lonely during that 10 to 14-day isolation?
Yeah, this is one of the questions that we've been having, obviously, for an extended period of time, and we still get, and we absolutely understand that it is a really difficult time, and we appreciate the students want to know more about this. So, as you just said, if you're coming from a red list country, you have to follow specific rules, and those are dictated by the government, really. So it's really out of control of the university. It's just advice and guidance from the Department of Health UK. So students that come from red zone countries will have to self-isolate, and obviously we don't want you to feel on your own. And as I mentioned before in one of the slides, in terms of student support, we have a dedicated welfare team who will check on students who are self-isolating constantly. For the past year, we've been organising help for students. So if they needed, for example, food shop or anything as such, our team was available there for a phone call, checking on the students' welfare. You could ring our officers just to speak to somebody or to ask questions about, your quarantining time or anything really, preparing to be ready for your course. So there is a really strong support network around our international students, and I think it's been quite successful this past year, because we've been able to deliver that level of support in such a tough time, and our students have appreciated that. And those who have finished their course, I think you can tell they've been really successful, and they've kind of pushed through against all odds, because obviously COVID has been a really difficult time for everybody. But knowing that there is somebody there for you, I think is important, and that is the focus that we have at the moment for for all our students really, but most specifically for international students, because we want to welcome them to the best of our abilities.
Of course. And so the next question that comes in, it relates to your law school. You mentioned that you want to if not the largest, one of the largest law schools
Yeah.
in the UK. But it goes for all your faculties, really. So I'll expand this question. Obviously, you mentioned 1,200 students. Obviously, that can be quite overwhelming. There's a lot of students, a lot of people around you, a lot of different capabilities and understandings, intellectual levels. Do you offer small classes, more niche classes? So if somebody felt more comfortable going in a class of 5 to 10 students rather than a bigger class, is that something that a student could come up to you and go, I don't feel comfortable in this, I need this environment? Are you open to that?
Well, as far as I know, also kind of in line with COVID regulations and health and the health rules that we get from the government, we don't really have busy classes anyway at the moment. So we've been teaching, and that's something that you guys can find on our website. We've been teaching in blocks, so we've been avoiding having people to mix with other people too much. So you've been in your group learning on a first block and then moving on with other blocks. Then obviously the number of students that we mentioned is quite large, but then you have to also realize that the law school is really, it's a quite big building with loads of rooms, and the study sessions are not made of many students. Again, the groups are quite small, just to ensure, again, safety within COVID regulations, and also to ensure the students are comfortable generally, being able to speak and to intervene. So especially for sessions with tutors, then the groups are small. There may be lectures where there are more people, but again, bear in mind that we are doing our best to keep people safe during these times, so I wouldn't worry too much. Also, we offer quite a few courses in the law school, so that is where the number is coming from really as well.
Okay, so I'll ask this final question because I've promised somebody on a previous email that sent for a question that I'll ask it. So this will be the final question before we just wrap things up. And it does come down to funding and scholarship opportunities. As you'd expect, a lot of students really interested in, help, financial aid with their studies. You mentioned the scholarships that you've got earlier. Obviously, I've mentioned as well the likes of third-party scholarships such as Chevening and Marshall for international students. How easy is it to for the student to apply for that? Do they need to come through Manchester Metropolitan University? Do they come through the scholarship provider themselves? Talk us through quickly, for just in 1 or 2 minutes, exactly what a student needs to do to get that, because it can be quite overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, so in terms of scholarship opportunities that we provide here at the University of Manchester Met, it's really easy. So we have, and again, I just want to mention that this is for this academic year, so things may change a little bit. We're waiting for confirmation on that. But for this academic year, we had a international, general international scholarship, postgraduate scholarship. This is applied to all our students with a few exceptions that can be found under terms and conditions. And it's been an award of £2,000 to £3,000 depending on academic achievements. This is applied directly at admissions point, so there is no need for students to say, oh, how do I apply to this scholarship? It's detracted directly from your tuition fees, because we recognize that moving abroad is a big step in students' life, for international students, and we want to give that help, and then the admissions team will make that assessment. Then also we had the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor awards, more money, more of a higher value for a limited number of courses, and it is a limited amount of scholarships as well. And there is an application to complete on the website, which is again really easy to find on our funding page. And students obviously can go, they can contact us if they need any clarification on anything, but we've tried to make everything as clear as possible. So I would say watch this space and wait for our website to be updated very soon, and you'll find more info for 2022-2023.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Luke. And to those of you that have asked for funding and scholarship related questions, there's been quite a few come in. I hope Luke has managed to answer that there, but if he hasn't, like I said, we've got your details. We'll certainly be reaching out to you. Somebody at MMU will be reaching out anyway, and you can ask any questions that you might have there. And alternatively, if you're not sure and you don't feel comfortable, reach out to postgrad.com and we can always try and put you in the best place. Luca, thank you for that. I'm just going to wrap up from my side in terms of what's coming up. and whatnot. So the upcoming Postgrad Insights. So next week we're doing a London special. That will be next Tuesday with Kingston University, followed by Glasgow Study in Scotland, which is set to be a very popular issue. A law special, a study in LLM in USA special with San Diego Law School. We then have UK Festival Week, followed by a study in France. Now, a little bit more information about the UK Festival Week. You may have already seen this on our website or seen it in some marketing inventory on our social media platforms. We are focusing on various different universities throughout the weekend, throughout the week of the 25th of October. This will have all information related to postgraduate courses in the UK at the end of October. Some of the sponsors: Swansea University, Surrey University, Royal Agricultural University, Wells Trinity, and Royal Central School of Speech and Drama based in London. We are still working with some universities as well that are not listed. Some universities are still coming on board now, but it would be great to have everybody that's viewing this, whether it be now or on demand, sign up to this session just to find out everything there is to know about PG courses in the UK. What it will entail, like I mentioned, it'll be the best thing to look at in terms of postgraduate courses in the UK. There'll be a session every day in the morning, information about funding and scholarship opportunities and courses. There'll be a Q&A session with all viewers and all sessions as well from there. Now, thank you very much for watching. That has been a fantastic watch. A huge thank you to Luca and all the team at Manchester Metropolitan University for helping put this together. It's been very insightful, very useful. Luca, thank you for the presentation. Very good.
Thanks for having me.
And if anyone's got any questions in the meantime, please email myself, gareth@postgradsolutions.com. Like I said, we will reach out to you in the meantime. For now, thank you very much. For myself and Matt, take care. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.